What up, YouTube? All my fellow Uber, Lyft, gig economy workers. Y'all might not like this video today. In case you didn't hear, Uber and Lyft ain't your friend. I mean, think about it. What are they doing for you? Other than giving you opportunity. When it comes to them making decisions for how their business is going to go, we're just numbers. And that's the whole point of this video. Y'all need to start understanding that y'all are just a number. You're easily replaced at the whim of the company. But here's a stronger point. Remember what they told you when you first thought about driving? See, you only saw money, but you didn't pay attention to when they said you're your own business. And that's what the fuck we're going to talk about today. Because some of y'all got it twisted. And because y'all got it twisted, y'all are in trouble. Being an independent contractor has a lot of benefits, right? Like you choose when and where you want to work. That's what Uber and Lyft does, right? You got the option. At least in those states where we're still free. Uber and Lyft provide a platform for you to earn money. Which is true. They dictate the money. But that's a whole nother argument. They're battling that shit out in California and dealing with that bullshit in New York. But that's as far as most drivers think. They only think that they're beholden to Uber and Lyft. But smart people, smart drivers, learn what they do. You pay attention, right? And you see how they operate, how they market, how they promote themselves, and they never mention the driver. And that's on purpose because it's their business. It's not your business. So why haven't you invested in yourself to create your own business with all the shit that they're giving you? They're giving you the blueprint for free. They're teaching you how to do it. But because y'all get so screwed up with, oh, it's a rate cut. Oh, they're doing this with passengers. Oh, man, listen. That has absolutely zero to do with how much money you earn. Do you know why I say that? Because if you were serious about this driving game, you would figure out how to do it for yourself. What? You didn't have to pay for licensing fees. You didn't have to pay for the insurance. You didn't have to pay for promotion or marketing or background checks or any of that. All that shit, Uber and Lyft got to pay for. DoorDash, what's the other fucker? Postmates, Uber Eats, food delivery. They might not go as extensive with background checks, but they still got to carry all that bullshit on it. And yet drivers, myself included in the beginning, all we do is bitch up about the rates. Well, if you think you're worth more than that, then you need to learn how to develop your own company. The shit ain't as hard as you think it is. Does it require investment? Absolutely. Do you have the money to do it right now? I don't know. But if you go and Google it, Bing it, whatever your search, Yahoo it, whatever you want to do, if you go and do that, you can start to find out and figure out what it's going to cost you to make this thing happen, right? So I did. I went into Broward County. I live down here in South Florida, Fort Lauderdale. I work Miami, Fort Lauderdale, West Palm, Orlando, Jacksonville, wherever they want to go, we go. You go and find out what your license is going to cost you. Mine was under $100. You go and you figure out what your insurance is going to cost you. I ain't telling you that. And then you invest. If you don't have the money, then keep working till you can get the money. You see, Rome wasn't built in a day, but that mother son of a gun got built. And if you don't invest in yourself, then you got nothing to complain about. If you're willing to work for the rates that they're willing to pay, Well, what's the difference between you working for Uber and Lyft or working at Wendy's? You understand what I'm saying? If you go in for an interview at Wendy's, and Wendy's tells you, well, we're going to pay the minimum wage, $8 an hour, and we're going to tell you when you got to work and how you got to work, right? What's the difference? At least at Wendy's, you know you're guaranteed hours. With Uber and Lyft, you ain't guaranteed shit. So it's what I'm trying to get through to you people. I love what I do. Uber, Lyft showed me how to get where I am. Yes, I still drive, but Uber and Lyft are now gap fillers. So I might only put in 15, 20 hours a week because the other 30, 40, 50 hours a week I'm working is for my own business. All right, I got to show y'all this. Y'all ain't going to believe this. Right, I'm at my next stop. I know this is an interruption on my rant, but if I don't show y'all this, I won't feel good. I'm going to show y'all parking in South Florida. Like, if I don't show y'all this. And trust me, I ain't trying to bash on nobody. I'm really not. I got love for nothing but all those folks out there that are starting at the bottom trying to build themselves up. I know how tough it can be. My background, my history came from shit, came from nothing. Done been up here, fell back down. Been up here, fell back down. That's the way it is. You have to build success on your failures. But here, this is like getting an education for free. Actually, they're paying you to get this education. You know what I'm saying? And there's plenty of dudes and young ladies, women that are out here on YouTube that'll teach you proper strategies, right, for Uber and Lyft. Well, why can't you use those same strategies to build your own business? See, like mine started real simple. Doing Uber and Lyft. Met a guy who wanted to know all about Uber, how it worked. By the time that conversation was over, he handed me his business card, said he had an opportunity for me. Now, I've been working for them for 2 years. Well, let me rephrase that. My company has been servicing their company for 2 years. Matter of fact, the whole time I'm doing this video, in between these little clips I'm taking, I'm making deliveries. Every mile and every minute is paid for. Point A, point B, point C, point D, from start to finish, I am fully paid. With Uber and Lyft, you don't get that opportunity, right? You might start out at A, drop whoever you picked up off at B, and then you got to wait. Whether you decide to stay parked and wait in that same area for your next ride or troll on to another area, right? You're not paid. I'm paid. And it doesn't matter what I'm delivering, as long as it's legal. It doesn't matter what I'm delivering. It's the fact that it's my business. You start out as a courier. I know there's some places around you, wherever you are in the USA, that could use a delivery person, right? But they don't want to have to pay an employee to deliver it because then they got to take care of withholding, Social Security, all that bullshit the government takes out of your check. The point being is, don't let Uber be your one-all be-all. It was never designed. After they introduced X, all bets were off. Uber and Lyft were no longer interested in serving the elite, the affluent, right? They went for the entire enchilada. They went to put out the taxi cab companies, the limo companies, and now they're going after the freight trucking companies, right? But one thing always remains the same. This is a driving gig. If you want to be successful, don't depend on Uber and Lyft because they're not your friend. Depend on yourself to get shit done. Learn how to develop your own business. Use YouTube. But now see, there's a whole other thing with YouTube. These guys on YouTube. Now, let me show you how business works. I was in the military quite a few years. And if you ever looked at a military town, and follow me now, if you ever looked at a military town, they move into an area where there ain't nothing around it, right? It's just open land. They can develop all their tank ranges, gun ranges, barracks, all that bullshit, right? And what happens after that base is established is everybody develops a little town outside of it, right? This is how ungrateful motherfuckers are. Everybody who moves into that little town outside of it, now they have business, and the only reason they're there is to service the military. That's it. car shops, bars, fast food restaurants, hotels, housing builder, all that shit there is developed because of the military base, right? So let's talk about YouTube as an example and some apps out there as an example. You have Uber and Lyft. They go ahead and flip the script on the transportation industry, even though they're not a transportation company. They flip the script. Now, all of a sudden, you have all these other little businesses that build up around it, right? All the apps, Stride, Mile IQ, Sherpa Share, all these bullshit apps, right? And then you got YouTube, social media, right? You have YouTubers out here who are telling you, or they join in the bashing of Uber and Lyft. They've developed businesses off of Uber and Lyft by bashing Uber and Lyft. And what do drivers do? Just like everybody else, man. You get a big group of people that are all pissed off. They all start to congregate. While those folks are out there congregating, and I watch almost every known YouTuber. While they're congregating and bashing, those people are making money off of you. What are you getting out of it? Misery loves company? Man, fuck that. Listen, there are about a handful of YouTubers out there that are going to do you some good. I'm not trying to say I'm one of them because I'm not. I'm too new to this game. But I'm passing this on to you. If you're a YouTuber that just sits there and reads website news feeds all day, you ain't doing me no good, because I can do that shit myself. There was a guy out in California. I'm not dropping names today, but y'all figure it out. This guy out there in California, who for 2 years, man, I had a lot of respect for, because he was turning me on to the driving game by showing me what he was doing, right? He's developed other businesses. But now he's kind of preying on the bullshit that Uber and Lyft is putting the Uber drivers through, and now he's developing his own thing. Now I'm watching. You know who I'm talking about. I'm watching. And, I don't like to be clickbaited in videos or whatnot. Promote what you got to promote. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Matter of fact, the end of this video, if you stay to the end, I'm going to promote something. But just make sure it's a benefit to the driver. Help that driver. Don't just help yourself. Help that driver, right? And, it's just one of those things that just irks the shit out of me. There's one guy, Chicago, homeboy, listen, he'll show you his earnings every day, every time. I have yet to disagree with one of his videos. Not one. You know how hard that is? Not that I'm a judgmental person, but as a driver, been doing this for 3.5 years. I mean, dude's legit. Some of these other guys, not so much. All they're doing is benefiting off of your views. Well, while you're sitting up there viewing them, if they're not telling you, hey, how to make an extra $10 a day driving Uber and Lyft, you need to cut them asses loose. Get rid of them. Get into people like Gary Vaynerchuk, Gary V. Get into people like Valuetainment, David Ben Patrick. Those groups will show you how to make money. Grant Cardone ain't going to show you how to make money. He's going to show you how he's living. But you go to somebody like Valuetainment that does this series, oh my God, I can't think of the name of it. But they'll show you how businesses rose and how they failed. Gary Vaynerchuk will motivate your ass. But the thing about Gary V is he walks the walk. He just don't sit there and talk to you and preach to you. You understand what I'm saying? And he has yet to ask anybody for a dime. David Ben Patrick, Valuetainment, never asked anybody for a dime. I'll put their links down below. You check them out. The best thing you can do is to get around people, whether it be on YouTube, social media, blogs. I know you got friends somewhere that have a business. Get around those people. Because at the end of the day, Uber and Lyft are not your friends. They are not responsible for your earnings. Only you are responsible for that. You got to make shit happen for yourself. I am not going to bash them. When I turn on the apps later on tonight, I know what I'm driving for. That was my choice. So I can't hold them accountable for if I make a little bit of money or a lot of money. If my strategies are wrong, then I'm not going to make the money. You need to get in the mindset of you are a business. So I guess with that, I kind of got it off my chest. Please, by all means, drop a comment. If you like the video, like it. If you don't, put a dislike. That's okay. I understand. And subscribe to my channel. I'd appreciate it. Now, I told you at the end of this video, I was going to promote something. And it's a little app we got down here in South Florida. We just dropped it last week. It's called Busy City Events. It's available on Google right now. iOS will be released in 2 weeks. We're going to save you time. How does this app benefit you? Well, it's pretty simple. You know how you're not sure where or when to drive? Or you might do a little bit of research in your spare time trying to find events? Well, we've taken all that out of your worry. You don't have to worry about that anymore. You'll get a morning notification when events are listed and what events might be happening that day in your area. So if you live down here in Southeast Florida, we got Dade, Broward, and Palm Beach counties covered. So check out that app. I'll leave a link down below. It's a 7-day free trial, so give it a shot. Can't hurt you. And that's it. Peace out.